You're probably not doing these 5 things at Universal Orlando, and you should be. Hey Pugh crew, welcome back.
If you're new here, on this channel we talk about all things theme parks, including updates, news, and even tips and tricks for your next theme park vacation. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Universal is filled with all kinds of things for you to see and do and ride and eat, and you get the point. Universal is filled with all kinds of things for you to experience. But one trip to Universal just simply isn't enough time to see and do it all. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to talk about 5 things that you're probably not doing at the parks that we really think you should make time for.
Number 5 on our list is riding the Hogwarts Express both ways. If you're a Harry Potter fan, you've probably dreamed of boarding the Hogwarts Express at King's Cross Station and riding the train over to Hogwarts just like Harry and the gang do in the movies. Universal makes that dream come true, and while you're riding, you even get to enjoy a little show that takes you through the streets of London, and you can even hear the voices of some of your favorite characters before arriving in Hogsmeade. But what a lot of people don't know is that the show is different depending on which way you ride. If you ride the train from London to Hogsmeade Station, you're gonna see things like Hagrid on his magical motorbike, the Forbidden Forest with some of its creatures, and of course the castle itself. But if you take the train the other direction back to London, you're gonna see things like Fred and George giving an advertisement for the Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, you're gonna see the streets of London, and even the night bus. So depending on which way you ride it, it's kind of like a little preview for what you're gonna see in that area of the park.
Now boarding Hogsmeade Station. Yeah, there are 2 big reasons that people miss the shows on the Hogwarts Express. And the first one is that you do have to have a park-to-park ticket to even get onto the train. So in that scenario, you're gonna miss both shows. But in the other scenario, what happens with a lot of people is they go ride the Hogwarts Express, and the wait time is never really low. Like, even when the parks aren't that busy, the wait time's probably gonna be at least 45 minutes to an hour. So they wait all that time, they get on there, they get off in the other park, and then they realize like, hey, I can just walk and save all kinds of time. So they never really get back on it, especially if they don't have Express Pass.
Right.
We're not saying it's worth the hour wait to just see a different show. What we're saying is, if you have time and you can get on it, and especially if you do have that Express Pass, we absolutely recommend it because it is so well themed.
In 4th place is trying all the themed food and drink options in the parks. Of course, everyone visiting Universal knows about butterbeer in all of its different forms, but what they don't know is that there are other themed food and drink options in the parks.
There are?
In the Wizarding World, there are several themed drinks like Fishy Green Ale, Otter's Fizzy Orange Juice, Gilly Water, and more. And of course, there are also some themed food items from the movies as well, like pumpkin pasties, chocolate frogs, and Bertie Bott's every flavored beans that you just can't miss. But beware of the every flavored beans because some of them are not pleasant. Outside of the Wizarding World, there are a few other themed drinks that are absolutely worth trying. If you're a Simpsons fan, you can head over to Duff Brewery and get yourself a Buzz Cola. This infamous drink tastes similar to Cherry Coke and has a cult-like following from fans of the series. You can also head over to Moe's Tavern and get yourself a Flaming Moe, which is the signature non-alcoholic drink of Springfield. And although this drink isn't identical to the one in the series, if you're a Simpsons fan or if you're a lover of orange soda, it's absolutely worth getting.
And a drink that not many people talk about, but we see massive lines for it every day at the park. That's coffee from Starbucks, which is of course themed to Revenge of the Mummy. It's so popular, like the drink is so popular that even here in Tennessee, we see people lined up all the time for hours trying to get a cup of it.
Third on our list is the raptor encounter.
Roar, I'm a raptor.
This is something that we overlooked for so long, and we honestly regret it. The first time that we experienced the raptor encounter was in June when Universal invited us down for the grand opening of the Velocicoaster, and it was so much fun. The actors do an incredible job, and we absolutely love the photos and videos that we have from this experience.
This was something that we always had on our to-do list, but we weren't ever going to get around to it because our whole stipulation was, yeah, we'll do it if there's not a wait, and that's just never the case. There's always like a 20 to 30 minute wait, and this attraction doesn't have Express Pass. But we really do regret it because it is so good. It's so well produced, and the actors, everything is just fantastic. If you have kids who are fans of Jurassic Park, World, or just love dinosaurs, this is something that you and your family absolutely do not want to miss.
We should probably just include all character meet and greets.
Absolutely.
In this, we are the world's worst.
Ventriloquist. You can always see our mouths moving.
We're the world's worst about slowing down and taking the time for these little experiences in the parks, but they are some of our favorite memories. Yeah. The Transformers are awesome to me, especially Bumblebee. He's my favorite. Shrek and Donkey are great too. Donkey cracks us up with some of the things that he says, but these experiences and the pictures that you get from them make incredible memories. So especially if you're traveling with your family, these are an absolute must do. Number 2 on our list is riding the kiddie rides. We were guilty of this for a long time, and we think that a lot of people just get so excited about the big roller coasters and the rides that are associated with their favorite movie or TV show, and they just forget about some of the smaller attractions. But some of these rides have awesome views of the park, and they're a great way to just slow down and relax for a little bit. Seuss Trolley is a great example of this. It rarely has a wait time of over 20 to 30 minutes, and it's honestly one of our favorite attractions. The story is so much fun, and the views of the park from up there are the best. Especially if you get a chance to ride it at night, we cannot recommend that enough. And another thing that we didn't learn about Seuss Trolley until earlier this year is that apparently it has 2 separate tracks.
Yeah, so we didn't have Express Pass during our last visit, so we were in standby and we get on it, and then all of a sudden we're in the middle of Circus McGurkus, and honestly, we've ridden this thing probably, I'm not exaggerating, 50 times.
Yeah.
And we had no clue that there was a different track. We'd seen, but I thought it was where they did, pulled the carts in or something. I'd seen extra track, but I didn't realize that, hey, you can go on that. And I had seen the track in Circus McGurkus, had no clue, blew our minds. Another kiddie ride that we do thoroughly just enjoy is Flight of the Hippogriff. Yeah, it's Harry Potter themed, so that might have something to do with it.
A little bit.
But it is just a pretty good little coaster. Couple that with the fact that it is the only place you can see the front of Hagrid's hut and everyone's favorite fair-eating creature, Buckbeak. It's just an overall good experience. Also, views. If you're talking about views, this one has a great one, specifically of Hogwarts Castle. If you've never ridden it at night and seen Hogwarts Castle all lit up, you owe it to yourself.
And in first place is enjoying the details. When people visit Universal, they usually have a limited amount of time, and they're worried about riding all the rides and packing as much fun into their trip as possible. We get it. We visit several times a year, and we're still guilty of this ourselves.
Guilty of a lot of things.
But one of the things that makes Universal so incredible is their attention to detail. And sometimes you just need to slow down and enjoy all of the tiny details that make the parks as special as they are. There are several examples of this in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, like Moaning Myrtle in the bathrooms in Hogsmeade.
Wait, so that's Moaning Myrtle in the bathrooms?
Yeah.
I always thought it was just some guy who'd had a rough go of it on Forbidden Journey. What, going good? That's my bad. Good detail.
All the potions and books in the shop windows, the bird chirping in the vanishing cabinet in Borgin and Burke's, and there's even a real-life talking Nagini in the Magical Menagerie. These things would be so easy to overlook if you don't slow down and take some time for the small details. There are also things throughout the parks like nods to previous attractions and little Easter eggs that are hidden in the ride queues that really do make the experience that much better and make you realize how much work went into everything. So make sure to take some time for the little details on your next trip to Universal.
Alright guys, that wraps up today's video. Leave us a comment in the comment section and let us know, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. You can hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification so you get an alert every time we post a new video.
Thanks for watching. I'd Ride Fast and Furious.